Now, we are going to do something fun in this exercise. So instead of working with boring documents, I'm going to show you what I've done with some marketing teams, as well as some IT teams, even HR departments, where we have used some skills to create videos. Now, for marketing teams, that's very powerful. They can create videos that maybe demonstrate their product or service and put that out onto the internet. They can, for HR departments, for example, they may have new training or new policies that they want to communicate to internal teams, and we can create a video based on some of the material that we have. And IT support staff may be rolling out a new system that they've developed, and they can create videos on how to use that system. So we're going to use a skill to create a video on a product. And so this is very useful for IT support staff or even finance staff on how to use certain products that they are rolling out to organizations within the team. So let's switch back to the terminal, and we are going to use a skill called the remotion skill. And there is a command that we can give to Claude Code to install it. There are two ways that we can actually install this skill. So we have a terminal command, which is npx skills add remotion -dev /skills, or we can simply ask Claude Code to install the pre-built skill remotion. That'll take a bit longer because it needs to go out and think about what it needs to do and search the internet. So let's do it the easy way. I'm going to first ask Claude Code to install the pre-built remotion skill. Okay, install the pre-built skill, and it's called remotion. So it'll go out to the internet, find out what I'm talking about, and then try and install that skill so that we can start to use that skill, which is a repeatable process to create videos. Now, Claude Code has detected that I already have that installed. And you can see it's saying I can do animations, I can do transitions, text animations, audio sound effects, advanced 3D, charts, maps, and a whole range of things. So I'm going to now give Claude Code some instructions on what I want this to do. Now, what I want to do, and this is what your marketing department or IT team would be doing, is they may have a product that they're rolling out, an IT system, and they may want to create a video on how to use that. So I have a system called Carousel Studio, and what it allows users to do is to put in a transcript of a video or describe an idea, and it generates a carousel. And a carousel, if I just show you, if I go into the gallery, is just a set of images which tell a story with some text overlaid. Okay, so for example, here's a carousel that this app produces, and it's a set of 5 images with some text at the bottom and basically telling a story. Okay, so that's what a carousel is. And this app allows you to generate carousels from a simple prompt. So I'm going to create a promotional video using the Claude Code remotion skill that we've just installed that promotes this particular tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the documents, and I'm just going to grab a couple of documents and ask Claude Code to create for me a video based on the documentation. And that's exactly what your IT team could do if they are rolling out a system. They would go to the system, grab the documentation to explain to Claude Code what that system does. Or if the HR department is rolling something out, or finance might be rolling something out, then all they need to do is explain to Claude Code what the system does, what the video they want to show. Okay, and then Claude Code will create the video, and we're going to take a look at that. So I'm going to click on this particular guide, and I'm going to just copy everything. Okay, right there. And I'm going to give Claude Code this particular guide. Now, let's go back to the terminal. And sometimes if you have too much text to paste into the terminal, you can always just create a document. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just open up my notepad and copy everything into my notepad and save that as a file, and then tell Claude Code to go and read that file. Okay, so what I've done is I've just copied all the documentation from the website, okay, into a notepad file. And I am now just going to go back to my terminal, and I'm going to get Claude Code. I'm going to tell Claude Code a little bit more about what I want to do. I have an app that helps users create a carousel. A carousel. The app is online at carouselstudio.app. I have downloaded the docs which tell you how the app works. It is located in the downloads folder. Okay, now we're going to keep this very simple. We can make this as advanced as we want. We're going to start with a very simple prompt, and the file name is text file. I want you to create a promotional video using the remotion skill. You can also use the promotional video skill that I have. Okay. And that is just a skill from a previous promotional video that I've done that it may be able to reuse. So I'm going to hit enter and let it go and look at everything I've provided. It may go and browse the web for the app, but it should look at my text document because that has all the information. And let's see the first version of this promotional video that it creates. You can see that it's understood that it's got some documentation. It's got a template that I provided previously from the video that I've done. And now it's going to look at the plan and build this out. And it might take a few minutes, but let's see. We can see that Claude Code is coding something in the background and it's generating the sound, downloading background music, building all the video scenes. So it's just going ahead and doing things. Now we don't have to download and use background music. That's a choice. And so in my template, I have asked it to include some background music because it's a promotional video for an app. Okay. Now Claude Code will bring up the Remotion Studio. It's basically a video editor running in your browser, and it has all the scenes and the music in the background ready to play. So I'm going to play this. I'm not sure if you'll hear the music or not. So I'm going to hit play. Okay, so you can see that it's basically a video in the form of a animated presentation, which is okay, but it's not exactly what I wanted. So all I need to do is I'm going to close this down. I'm going to go back into Claude Code Terminal, and I'm going to describe what I wanted to change. So firstly, I'm going to say, one, make the background music more upbeat, happy, cheerful, exciting. Second, I want you to show the user using the app. For example, show a prompt, which should be an idea for a carousel. Then show a spinner counting down as it is creating each of the 5 images. Then show each image created with text overlaid. Then show mouse pointer clicking on save button, okay, which then should show a dashboard or gallery full, okay, let's actually show dashboard full of previously built. So I'm just explaining to Claude Code how I want the video to be created. Okay, so show a dashboard full of previously built carousel. That's a user carousels. And click on one carousel and export to LinkedIn. Each mouse click should show mouse pointer and animate click with sound. Okay, let's also include keyboard typing sound when user is entering their carousel idea into the input field. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm going to get that started, and it's a fairly significant change to what it's already produced. So let's wait and see. And this is exactly how you can now, with text, and have a conversation with Claude Code to actually produce a video. This could be a product demo. This could be a change to policy introduction. This could be a new system introduced by IT, or a process on how to log tickets. So it can be any type of a video that you can have produced for internal teams or for your website, for a product demo. And you can simply have a conversation with Claude Code using the Remotion skill that we installed, and have Claude Code then build out animations with background sound and images and text. So let's see how this does, and wait for it to finish. It might take a couple of minutes, and then we'll see and watch the output. Now Claude Code has created a new version. It's told us what it's done, and what it does is it gives you a link. If it doesn't open itself, you can always just browse this link, and this is on your local computer. So I'm going to go to the link, and it's basically a video editor, as I said before. I'm going to hit play. Let's look at the new version. The background music has changed. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not. I still don't like this slide. So this is the process. That's not too bad. Tells you how the application works. Now this is new. Enter in your prompt. And this is what I asked it to do. Show it creating the images. So there's something wrong there in step 5. And now these are the images with the text overlaid. Images are pretty plain. Save to library. That's something I asked it to do. And now this is the dashboard. Okay. So that's pretty good. That's now a second iteration. But now this is how I would simply work with Claude Code and continue to prompt it to get it to exactly where I want it to be. So I have gone back to Claude Code and I have revised my prompt here. And I've said go and use the logo that the app uses. Okay, which is over here. Right, that's the logo. And what I've done is I've given it access to the code base so I can go and download the logo. I've also said that there's some problem with the background music. It's kind of distorted when we get to this particular scene. And I've said I don't like the way that some of the bullet points are displayed. I want it to use larger cards and split that across multiple scenes. And I've given it a reference of a video that I've created previously and told it where that video is. And then what I've done is I've actually used the prompt that was in the original video used by the Claude Code. And I've ran that through the app and actually got the images. So for example, this carousel was created by the app, okay, from the prompt that was used by Claude Code when it generated the video. And so I've basically given Claude Code these images to use inside of the video. And I have told Claude Code where those images are. And I've just told it that there's a few other issues and some other things that I wanted to do. For example, show that we can export to Instagram and show the Instagram app on the iPhone, playing through the images automatically. And so let's now go and see this final revision and play the video. Now you can already see the background is red, which is the same as the color theme on this app Carousel Studio, sort of dark background red theme. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to hit play. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the background music or not. So we can see it's brought in the logo. You can see the theme now matches the theme of the app itself. So this is better. The cards are now bigger. These, if you remember, were just thin bullet points all on the screen, and I've asked it to split that across multiple screens. Still some issue with the background music. So this slide's okay. It talks about the process, the steps to get your carousel generated. Now showing what you need to do inside the app. Just prompt it, generating the slide. And now you can see it's incorporated the actual images that I produced from the app inside the video. There we go, save to library, showing the dashboard. And now we are exporting to Instagram. And there we go, showing the iPhone with the carousel playing automatically. So very good. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And I can continue now to make further refinements. And that's how we can create videos with Claude Code using the remotion skill. And this is useful inside our organization for IT teams, for HR departments, for marketing departments, and anywhere where we want to use video to communicate a change in policy, a rollout of a new system or a process, or even a marketing video for something that we need to put out onto the web. And it could be something where we use part of this video integrated into a bigger video. So what we've done in this exercise is we have taken a skill, a video skill, that we've imported in this case, and use it to produce some output such as a video. And that's a skill now that we can use as a repeatable process. Anytime we want to create some kind of a promotional video, we can simply give it some basic instructions on what we want it to produce, and Claude Code will know exactly the template to use and the style to use and create that video. And we can further refine that template.